Hi, I'm Michael Coffin, and I'm back here with Sam Saier for our final exam cruise line. It's kind of a very exciting time when you get a chance to share and show off some of the things that you've done over the last school year in this class and give some advice to some students and tell me what you thought about the whole class in general. So, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Stressed, but I'm hanging in there.
Me too, honestly. It's the end of the year. There's a lot more I have to do this at the end of the year than I thought there would be.
Yeah.
With turning in stuff and all the projects for finals and remembering things, it's been a hectic time.
Yeah, I bet you're ready to graduate, be
Oh, yeah.
done with it, and sleep in. I think Friday's going to be a great day.
Yes.
So, gosh, you've done a lot. Let's take a look at your website. I really like the, what is this background like? Where did you find that?
I took that.
Who took that?
I took that picture.
Oh, wow.
We'll get to it, but I do photography too on my own free time as a hobby.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, because that's a great shot of you as well. I like that so much. When did you take this?
I took that in my photography class this year. I thought when I took the class it was going to be digital photography, and it was not. It was all film and darkroom. Wow. So I learned how to do that this year.
Nice. That's awesome.
You could just click the link if you want. I put links at the bottom for all of them. They should work.
Oh, great. So, do you have a demo reel in here?
I do not have a demo reel in here.
Okay, so then what is the best one we want to look at, or something that you find most interesting that you're really excited about, that you like?
Personally, I really like my violence PSA, but from like a professional standpoint, my food, family, culture is definitely one of my best ones I've done this year. It is quite long though.
So that's right here?
Yeah.
Let's take a peek. We'll put it on YouTube and make this big.
I'm Sam Saier, and this is my mom, Juanita Riddell, and today we are cooking Spanish rice. This is a family recipe, right? That's been passed down?
Yeah.
How long?
3 generations.
3 generations?
Yeah, my grandma, so your great-grandma, used to cook it for us when I was a kid, and her mom handed it down to her. So 3 generations, and a 4th one coming. Once you get older, you'll be the 4th generation that we pass it to.
I learned how to cook first.
Well, yeah, or your wife cooks.
What makes this recipe and this rice like different from regular Spanish rice?
So it's progressed and the recipe's evolved over the years. It's kind of gone through the generation. But I'd say the cumin and the chicken broth, I think, are what make the rice its own unique touch to it. But the trick is to not stir the rice. So that's, as a little girl with grandma, we'd always be, she'd be making tortillas and rice and all this good smelling stuff, and then we'd all be trying to steal from the kitchen on the counter and just take little nibbles, and she'd always get us. But the one thing we would do when we'd open the rice is we'd let the steam out for once. You're not supposed to take the top off, but she'd always yell at us, "Don't eat the rice. You're letting the steam out."
What is this called in Spanish? We call it Spanish rice, but like I'm sure there's a Spanish term for it.
Yeah, I don't know. Grandma spoke a lot of Spanglish, so she didn't speak Spanish with us, but she spoke Spanish with the her older kids, so Papa's older siblings. But she called it sopa. And so we've called it sopa my whole life. Through all the 3 generations, we've called it sopa. But I believe sopa in Spanish is actually soup. So that's why I say it's a little bit of slang. But, we got some made-up words.
So Nana, my grandma, isn't Mexican, right? She's Italian?
Yes, your Nana, Mary, is Italian, and then Papa is Mexican.
Okay. So now that you finished chopping everything, what are you doing now?
So we're going to brown the onions and the green peppers, brown the rice. Browning it gets it a little bit cooked, and then we're going to add the liquid in. And then we just let it simmer. And some of the seasonings, and we just let it sit, and it does its own thing.
So how was having dinner? How was having like this rice right here, this meal with the family? Because I wasn't around for any of that.
With like grandma and all aunts and uncles and stuff?
Yeah, back
Our big dinners?
When you were a kid, way before that.
It's very similar to what you experienced with your aunts and uncles and your Nana and Papa, just loud, right? A lot of people at the table. Throwing tortillas around, right? Passing the tortillas down. Hey, I need a tortilla. We throw a tortilla, down the way, and very similar from a just traditions and carrying it down and just interacting. It was all very similar.
So is this about the final step?
Yep. So this is the home stretch. This is where we put the tomatoes in and then we season it up and add all the seasonings. I don't really measure anything. That was Grandma's way. Eyeball it, smell it, taste it. There you go. Let it come to a boil. Mix everything up. Make sure it smells right. That's it. And you let it sit for about 15 minutes until all the rice soaks up the juice, and then voila.
And that was a little insight on my food, family, and culture throughout my generations.
Wow. That was really cool.
Thank you.
Really cool. I love talking to you through that film. We're going to go back to your site. Give us a second. There we go. Boom and
Right there.
boom. Yeah. Okay. So that to me was, I mean, we were talking about all the different camera angles,
Yeah.
and I mean, the audio was really so interesting, especially the natural sound of the sizzle
Right.
of that rice was unbelievable. Like you felt like you were there, and I
Yeah.
loved that, right? So what do you think you're going to do with this information when you leave here? Like, what do you plan on doing?
Definitely, I don't think that this will be anything in my full-time career, but it'll definitely knowledge that I haven't gained for like future side jobs, like on the side, like wedding videos, or if like Nate does sometimes. If someone needs me to edit something, that I can be hired to do that. I don't know if it's something full-time I want to do. My interest is in something else, but definitely I will use this knowledge outside of here. I won't just throw it away and not use it again. I will definitely be editing videos outside of high school.
So what do you want to? What do you see yourself in 5 years?
College, lots of college. I'm going to do for psychiatry.
Oh,
So-
wow.
So I will most likely just be in college in 5 years from now at Central. I'm going to Central for that.
So you want to be a therapist or a psychiatrist?
A psychiatrist.
That's a lot of
That's
that's
a lot of schooling.
That's a doctor.
Yes.
So that is about what, 12 years?
Yeah.
It's a lot, but it's cool.
Yes.
And it's very cool. So what drew you to that field?
I just like I don't know. I don't know. It sounds weird. I like hearing people's problems. Like knowing why people think the way they do. Like why some people react to some things different than other people, or they take certain situations different than some people.
But why psychology? You could do that and be a therapist. Why psychology then?
Because I want to take it to like the next level. I want to know everything. Honestly, I mean, even to be like a neurologist on top of that, to know how like the system, what is it, nervous system, because how it functions with the brain and everything. Or even in the criminal field, honestly, the psychiatrist in the criminal field is also something, because they think way different than we do.
So where are you planning on studying?
Well, Macomb for now, just to get the core out of the way,
Sure.
and then transferring to Central.
Okay. Do they have a good program?
Yes,
or-
they have one of the best ones if I want to stay in state.
Perfect. Perfect. Well, it sounds like you've got this all mapped out really nicely.
Yeah.
I love that. So you've been in broadcast journalism. What would you tell a broadcast journalism student who just got started? What advice would you give them?
To take opportunities, but to have fun with what you're doing. You know, make it good, make it professional, put your heart into it, but don't, overwork yourself trying to do it. Don't think, just have a good time with it. Do what you think is right, and go with what your heart tells you, I guess, for the video.
If you could go back in time then, what would you tell young Sam?
Well, as young Sam, this kind of stuff was like, oh, I wish I could have a studio in my house like this. I wish I could have all this soundproofing and all these microphones. I just got to use my Apple headphones and my screen recorder on my PlayStation. So I would tell younger Sam about all of this and tell him that you're about to work with all the stuff that you've wanted to.
And it has been a good journey for you?
Yes, I've had a good time. I've had a great time here.
Good. Well, it's been a pleasure having you. I wish you all the best. You got a long 12 years ahead of you. I look
Yes.
forward to hearing from Dr. Saier and best of luck. Thanks for being
Thank
a part
you.
of all this. All right, that wraps it up for this episode of Cruise Line. Sam is piecing. He is out of here.
Oh, sorry.